Speaker, I rise to support the objection.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Madam Speaker, Americans instinctively know there was something wrong with this election. During the campaign, Vice President Biden would do an event and he'd get 50 people at the event. President Trump, at just one rally, gets 50,000 people. President Trump increases vote with African Americans, increases vote with Hispanic Americans, won 19 of 20 bellwether counties, won Ohio by 8, Iowa by 8, and Florida by 3. Got 11 million more votes than he did in 2016, and House Republicans won 27 of 27 toss-up races. But somehow, the guy who never left his house wins the election? 80 million Americans, 80 million of our fellow citizens, Republicans and Democrats, have doubts about this election. And 60 million people, 60 million Americans think it was stolen. But Democrats say, no problem, no worries, everything's fine. We asked for an investigation. We asked Chairman Nadler, Chairwoman Maloney for an investigation. They said no. Wouldn't want to investigate something that half the electorate has doubts about. It's just the presidency of the United States. Why? Why not one single investigation? Why not even one single hearing over the last 9 weeks in the United States House of Representatives? Why? Because all the Democrats care about is making sure President Trump isn't president. For 4.5 years, that's all they've cared about. July 31st, 2016, before he was elected the first time, Jim Comey's FBI takes out the insurance policy, opens an investigation on the president based on nothing. May 17th, 2017, Bob Mueller named special counsel. 2 years, they investigate the Russia hoax, 19 lawyers, 40 agents, and $40 million of taxpayer money for nothing. December 18th, 2019, Democrat House members vote to impeach President Trump based on an anonymous whistleblower with no firsthand knowledge who was biased against the president and who worked for Joe Biden. But none of that worked. As hard as they tried, none of that worked. They threw everything they had at him. So what did they do next? They changed the rules. They changed the election law, and they did it in an unconstitutional fashion. And that's what we're going to show over the next several hours of debate. The Constitution is clear, as Whip Scalise just said. State legislatures, and only state legislatures, set election law. In Arizona, the law says voter registration ends on October 5th. Democrats said, we don't care what the law says. They went to a court, got an Obama-appointed judge to extend it 18 days. No debate, as Steve talked about. No debate, no discussion, he just did it. Pennsylvania, same thing. Pennsylvania law says mail-in ballots have to be in by 8 p.m. Election Day. Democrat Supreme Court said, nope, we're going to extend it. Election Day doesn't end on Tuesday now. They took it to Friday. Extended the election 3 days. Not the legislature, partisan Supreme Court. Pennsylvania law says mail-in ballots require signature verification. Democrat Secretary of State said, nope, I'm going to decide by myself that it doesn't. For 2.6 million ballots. Pennsylvania law says mail-in ballots can't be processed until Election Day. Some counties said no. And you can imagine which counties they were. Democrat-run counties said no and allowed ballots to be cured and fixed before Election Day. They did an in-run around the Constitution in every state that Republicans will object to today. Every single one. It was a pattern. It was their template. They did it in Arizona. They did it in Georgia. They did it in Michigan. They did it in Pennsylvania. They did it in Nevada. They did it in Wisconsin. And yet some of our members, some members say, don't worry about it. We shouldn't do anything. Just let it go. It was just 6 states who violated the Constitution. What if it's 10 states the next time? What if it's 15? What if in 2024, 2028, it's 26 states? What if it's half the states do an end run around the Constitution clearly spells out? We are the final check and balance. The authority rests with us, the United States Congress, the body closest to the American people, right where the founders wanted it. We should do our duty. We should object to and vote for this objection to the Arizona electors. Madam Chair, I yield back.
Thank you.
from the American people to our commitment was resounding. Even though we were outspent in district by district, no Republican incumbent was defeated. None. All across this country, voters endorsed common sense, not conflict. It was a referendum against a radical agenda to defund the police and punish hard work. It was a wake-up call. The question I ask of this Congress, were we listening? As we enter the new Congress, I ask every member to step out of your office, go to the Cannon Tunnel, look at that small desk, and ask yourself, what is in your desk? Here's what is in mine. As a son of a fireman, I know how our police officers and first responders put everything on the line to keep us safe. I will never, never, never vote to defund them. Can we make that same commitment to America? As a former small business owner, I understand how tough things can be, even in the best of times. As we battle the coronavirus, our small businesses are battling lockdowns. They're destroying livelihoods and making it impossible to beat the odds, so I will not hike their taxes. Can we make that same commitment to America? As a fourth-generation Central Valley member from California, I represent farmers and oil-field workers who rise at the dawn to go to work, who pray to God and raise the next generation of good, decent citizens. I will respect their individuality and their freedom, and I will not forget them. Can we keep that commitment to America? No more misplaced priorities. The American people deserve better. America is worth fighting for. Americans' rights are worth fighting for. Their dreams are worth fighting for. Their voices are worth fighting for. And most importantly, their voices are worth being heard on this floor. During the darkest days of the Civil War, when this nation was literally burning with division, Abraham Lincoln advised us to strive to maintain the government and institution of our fathers, to enjoy them ourselves and to transmit them to our children's and our children's children's forever. He was right then, he is right now, and for the sake of the many generations to come, we need to succeed now. With that, I want to congratulate the Speaker. I do not have the gavel. Madam Speaker, as I hand you this gavel, I just ask that you keep in mind of all the voices in America that have a voice on this floor.